wanna get away, but I could use some company. If you're alone like me, we could go on a trip. Girl, I wanna see the sun, dive into the deep ocean, dance with you all night long, move as you swing your hips. Let's take a break from the stress and the hate. Feel the loving, feel the rhythm, singing oh na na, oh na na. I wanna go.
Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in, come on in, come on in, because this is the Charge Room Show. I am here. My name is Ilyasa Simpson, aka Coach Illy, and I'm super excited to be here today because this is Mindset Monday. Mindset Monday, where we come together to talk about topics that relieve stress, anxiety, negative thoughts, and we're going to throw them in the garbage. This is every Monday where we get tips, y'all, tips, light tips on how to better manage our lives. And this session, we are talking about ways in which people are depressed. They are depressed silently. They are depressed where you don't know they're depressed because they are trying to mask what is going on inside of them. And they will do it in ways where they smile, where they keep themselves all together, where they're trying to be overachievers and making things in their lives perfect. So you cannot identify that they are really going through something. So if you were here last week, it started a campaign to talk about silent depression. And the topic is called Stop the Bullish. Because everybody's on some ish, y'all. Everybody's on some ish, but they don't want to talk about their ish. They don't want to talk about their ish. And I'm here to set the record straight. Everyone's life is not perfect. Playing like it is only hurts you. There are so many ways that you can deal with what's going on with ourselves, because anytime there's a problem, there is a solution. We just have to find the way that works best with you, because everyone can't handle every type of solution. They don't even want to be in consideration for anything because life just gets so overwhelming and you just shut down and just be like, no. But we are all on some ish sometimes. And as I bring in this campaign for the next few weeks, I'm going to break down each part of how an individual can be going through silent depression and all the different types of escapes that we try to hide behind us being depressed. Okay. So now let's talk about today. Today's topic is called sex, the great escape. There are so many people that run to sex, alcohol, drugs to run away and numb themselves that there is something going on. Again, life is not perfect. So to act like life is perfect or ought to be perfect, or that there are times when situations do not show up and you're acting like, oh, I don't go through this or I don't go through that. Listen, everyone goes through something, baby. Everyone goes through something, and everyone may or may not need help, but it's easier if you had help and support, because sometimes when we think we can handle something, as the situation and as you're navigating your way through the problem, you become over anxious, you overthink, and you swear, I don't need anybody. I don't want anybody in my business. Isn't that what y'all say? That's that thing. I don't want anybody in my business. What business do you have that you think that you are the only one that's going through your business? Let me tell you something. Everyone goes through the same thing. The problems are the same. It's the players that's different. This is not a game. Even though you want to play it as a game, this is not a game. Silent depression, period, is not a game. But when you're running from it, instead of running to face the problem, confront the problem, talk to somebody, hell, talk to yourself, write it out on paper. Like, let's see what the problem is. And hell, Google your way out, because resources are available, ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens. Resources are available to help ourselves get out of situation. Knowledge is power. Please note, knowledge is power. So let's talk about sex as the great escape. Engaging in sexual activity is quite complex and multifaceted. It's an experience, y'all, that can affect you both physically and mentally, and emotionally too. Okay, emotionally too. While it's important to note that sex is not a cure for depression, because it's not, and many people run to it. There's so many people that run to it, to sex for an escape. It's not a cure for depression. It's just not. There are so many reasons why people may perceive that it is, but it's only a temporary fix, y'all. It's only a temporary fix, because when the episode is over, and you may feel it like, in bliss a couple of days, like you have that feeling, right? That's going to go away. And where are you left to be? Right back where you started from, right? So this could be a way where, again, you have relief and you think you are beating the situation at hand, but you're really not. And in most cases, you're only putting a band-aid on something where you really need some stitches. Okay, because the key is not to bleed anymore. The key is not to cry anymore. The key is getting the problem solved. So not only that, not to solve the problem, but when it comes back around again, you have a better idea of how to handle the situation as it arises. So let me give you some reasons why people would run to sex when they're going through overwhelming situations or even anxiety. Anything that leads to depression, or that you are in depression mode. It's an endorphin release. Sexual activity can trigger a release of your endorphins, which are neurotransmitters that act as a natural painkiller and a mood elevator. There are neurotransmitters in your brain that click in to make you think you are feeling good. But it's only a temporary fix, because when the sex stops, your neurotransmitters will stop giving the message to your brain that, we feeling good, we feeling good. Okay. But check this out. These endorphins contribute to a sense of well-being. But again, it's only temporary. It is a temporary feeling to alleviate sadness and anxiety, y'all. Listen, I get it. But what we're trying to do is eliminate the problem. Stress reduction. Sex has been shown to reduce stress by lowering the cortisol levels, the hormone associated with stress. And I'm going to tell you something else about cortisol. Cortisol sits in your stomach, boo. When you stressed out, if your body produces cortisol, that sucker sits, that it sits in your stomach. That's that little fanny pack y'all be carrying around like they call it a fupa or something. Listen, when you stressed out, it just hits your body in so many ways. And it's so important to manage your stress or just learn skills to manage your stress because what's in your mind, what's not working properly in your mind affects your emotional and your physical body will hurt or be impacted in so many ways negatively because your mind ain't right. Okay. Distraction. Sex is a distraction, y'all. How many times do we get angry or are we depressed and then we go from one relationship to another or just go and bed hop on a frenzy and don't think it don't happen because it do, whether it be secret or you being truthful with yourself. That part. You bed hop or you just take sex with your primary partner, I'm gonna say, and you know you're supposed to be doing something in an order. Sex is a distraction. Engaging in sexual activity can be a way that you temporarily shift the focus away from the negative thoughts that's in your mind and your emotions, right? The pleasure and the sensory experiences through having sex may provide you brief respite, brief breaks, y'all, from the challenges of depression. Come on. There's so many times that people, again, they run to sex, they run to alcohol, and they run to drugs, and they all have the same thing. It's a temporary fix, to a problem that could be permanent. Suffering from depression is at an all-time high. But when you secretly try to hide that you are not depressed, but you really are, that's the silent depression. That's where a very dangerous space that people lie and they don't see the importance of sharing, I need help because you're too embarrassed. You're too scared to share. You think you're the only one going through that problem. I'm telling you, you are not alone. You're not alone. You're just not alone. Everyone's life is not perfect. There are highs and lows from the time you are born to the time you die. You will go through the valleys and the peaks, y'all, the rivers and the oceans. It will be so deep where you can't even breathe and you're standing still. It'll be times where you feel you can't get to the next minute, 5 minutes, or even the next hour. Like it's so bad that it looks dark and it gets even darker when you shut yourself out and isolate yourself from the world. Now, the ones that's on the silent depression wave, right? That journey that you decided to place yourself on. You are the ones that are smiling when you leave your house every single day. You're in the office and you're playing it off like everything is so fine. I am good, y'all. I'm good. But when you go back home, the hell begins. Your body cracks and you're bleeding at the seams because you had to hold it together all day from work or all day from your network outside. But when you get back home, it's the place that you can hide. It's the place that you can isolate yourself. You don't have to answer the phone. You don't have to answer the door. You're not eating. You're not drinking properly. Listen, when you need help, say so. When you isolate yourself from everyone, You are hiding from people that are trying to love you. And a lot of times when people isolate themselves, they become angry and bitter. And it's a place of darkness where you really don't want to be. Then you start pointing fingers and being the victim and having pity parties with yourself. Keep talking negative. We talk negative in our minds. We have to shift away from that paradigm of talking, having negative self-talk, right? We have to go to a place where motivation doesn't show up every day. There's it just doesn't. But you have to want to live so much greater that you have to fight for staying alive. Fight for getting through the next minute, getting through the next hour. You have to fight because you have to recognize your life is important. And it's important enough to fight for. It's not, don't sit in a space where you're not moving and you don't want to talk and you just can't. Stop saying you can't, you won't, you don't, and you're placing yourself in a space where you don't want to come out of. We have the opportunity every day that we wake up, and I can't say it enough. Every day we wake up, it's an opportunity. That's half the battle. Waking up is half the battle because God gives us provision. He gave us access to wake up. He gave us access to say, okay, what you gonna do there? You up. Now what you gonna do with your next 24 hours? Because you may not have 24 hours left, y'all. Somebody did not make it until today. Somebody didn't. Let me tell you something. Okay, let me finish my list. We're gonna go back to the something, but let me finish my list because I don't want to get off track. Having sex improves your sleep because a lot of times when you are stressed out, you can't sleep. You are up all night, bags looking crazy. You just can't snap it together. One and one is not adding up to two. So it improves your sleep. It could lead again to the release of oxygen from your brain, and your hormones are pushing itself to promote you to to be in a relaxed state, and then you can easily fall asleep. And improved sleep can positively impact your mood overall, on your overall well-being, right? It enhances your self-esteem. Boy, when you get some, baby, yeah, you shake your head a little different, like your shoulders pop up like a little different, like your chest be popped out, like, yeah, baby, you doing something, right? Because it makes you feel good, right? Those endorphins come pushing out and saying, yes, we doing it. So that enhances your self-esteem. Positive sexual experiences can contribute to an individual's self-worth. Their confidence builds up a little more, right? Feeling desired, because rejection is a huge thing. Rejection is a huge thing, and rejection lowers. If you don't know who you are, let me add that in there. If you don't know who you are, rejection can bring you down so low in your self-esteem and self-worth. You will make you feel inadequate and totally worthless. So having sex with a partner allows you to feel desired, and you feel connected to that partner in a way where it boosts your self-esteem and also your ego, right? So it's essential for you to understand that, while emphasizing on sex, that it offers a temporary fix. It's temporary relief, y'all. It's not permanent. So when having temporary relief is not a substitute for professional help, and it's not a substitute for you to not get support from people that actually really love you. Because you isolating yourself, like I said before, you isolating yourself, you are being selfish to people who love you, the people that really care about you, the people that really want the best for you. You're isolating yourself and being selfish to those individuals. And sometimes when people are in that state, again, like I said, they are angry, they are frustrated, they're confused, and while being depressed, and they point fingers at people. They want to cut them off. They want to block you like you did something. They will accuse you. You accuse others, I should say, of doing something to you. And that's not the case at all. People are only trying to love you. Stop blocking them out, y'all. Stop blocking people out. Stop not wanting support. Not wanting to talk to a professional. If you don't trust anyone else, there's always a professional, a neutral person that can hear you without judgment, or that can maybe help you problem solve, or get somebody that you know and trust to help you problem solve your situation. Because again, every problem has a solution. You just have to find the right one that works with you, and then it enhance you to change your life, change your lifestyle. Maybe it's you that have to make a decision. Maybe it's a hard decision. Maybe that's what's overwhelming you. Maybe that's what's bringing you anxiety. Maybe it's a hard decision that you must make, because it will change your life. There's so many times when you I'm gonna give you an example for myself. I have glaucoma in my left eye. When I found out that I had glaucoma, my mind shifted, and it brought me so much anxiety, and I had depressed moods and thoughts for weeks to almost to a couple of months. And because there's a space where you you do think that you're really good, that you're perfect. Oh, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm not on any medication. I'm this, I'm that. And then all of a sudden something happens to you where it's inevitable. You must take this medication, right? Otherwise, your situation will go to a place that will just damage your total well-being, damage your lifestyle. Everything will change if you are not proactive and do what you are supposed to do to stay healthy. There's people who have diabetes. I am one. As healthy as I eat, I have diabetes because it's in my family DNA. I'm the one that got caught with it. So I still bust my behind to try to do everything healthy to keep me, in the proper way of living a optimal lifestyle, right? But it bothered me when I got diagnosed last year, like, what is going on? So with that being said, I had to go to get some support because mentally my brain was shifting. And I didn't want to keep it to myself because I know I'm not the only one with it. Right? So that's one thing you have to accept. You have to accept what's going on so you can better deal with it. So if you don't have that space of acceptance and then the space to say, this is what I'm going to do to help me on my journey so I do not stay in places of depression or anxiety. I had to took myself and say, okay, I have to make a cognitive decision to say, boom, this is what's going on with me. And I have to find understanding that I have to take medication for this thing, or I have to change my lifestyle so this won't, be a burden to me in my later years. So again, I'm a happy age of 56, but I want to live 50 more years. So I have to do whatever it takes, and sitting in the dark and sitting silently is not going to help me, because I'm only hindering myself. I'm only burdening my own mind with negative thoughts. Oh my God, I have this wrong with me. Oh my God, I have that wrong with me. Listen, there is a space where you have to accept what's going on, acknowledge it and accept it. Then it's a space where you have to confront it. This is what's going on, and this is what I want to do. Anything that happens to you is not a life sentence. There's always a solution or a better way to manage. If there's not a cure to something, it's a better way to manage, whether it's through talk therapy, whether it's through medication, whether it's through the support of your loved ones or even strangers or professional support. Whatever it is, take the time out to say, I need help and I'm going to help myself. Individuals experiencing depression are encouraged, and I encourage you to seek help. Seek a mental health professional, or whoever can provide you the guidance that you need to get through your situation. And additionally, be open to communicate appropriately and effectively, y'all. Be consistent with it, and don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on yourself. You have God brought you this far, and he didn't bring you this far to only get this far. There's a plan for you. He has a plan for you. And your life is worth fighting for. I want to encourage you, please understand how every Monday I come to Mindset Mondays to share different tips on how to better manage your life. Everyone does not have a perfect life. You might want to think you do, but you don't, because life comes with situations. And to deal with them, you have to confront them. You can't run away from them. There's people I know, they run away from problems 20, 30, 40 years because they too scared to face it, too ashamed to face it, too embarrassed to face it. Listen, you got to face it, whether it's with a person, a place, or a thing. If it's with a person and you got beef with a person, or y'all are not talking, it's your duty to go to that person and say how you feel. If they don't want to talk to you, it's okay. Write them a letter, or social media is very popular. Inbox them or get it to them some kind of way, or write a letter, period, and just mail it. Just put it in the mailbox. At least you got it out of your system into the universe, and let God do the rest. If it's with a place or a thing, listen, they say eliminate, bar it off. Don't damage yourself, because it becomes a distraction, y'all. It becomes a distraction. Sex, again, number one, sex, drugs, alcohol, those are all ways that are temporary fixes. It's a temporary fix for your problem. You can't escape it but for so long. So that's why I named it The Great Escape. Sex is the great escape because it makes you feel wonderful. You're going to get your groove on, but it only happens for that time period. Just like people want to get drunk and turn up. People have, when they have an issue, or rather, I should say, when people are hurting, they go to alcohol. I remember I was hurting one time, and this person said to me, and I will never forget it, don't start drinking. Don't start drinking. And I didn't realize what he was talking about. But then I found myself picking up a bottle of wine. And most people know me, I'm not a drinker. But I'll take a glass of wine every once in a while just to chill out. I only got one glass. That's it. But I noticed I started drinking a whole bottle just to be numb, to be around a person that I really didn't want to be around. I had to make a decision, y'all. It was a hard decision, but I had to make the decision. Listen, I can't do this no more because I'm only hurting myself. And that's what I want to bring to the point. When you resource yourself out to other things or even people or places, you are only hurting yourself. You're not hurting anyone else, just yourself. That moment, you are only dealing with it for that period of time, because once that engagement is over, baby, you want to face your problems, boom, head on, right in your face again. So I just want to thank everyone for stopping by. And I'm just saying, share this broadcast. Follow us on Instagram, The Charge Room. Follow us like us on Facebook, The Charge Room, right? And also we have YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. If you miss anything that I've been talking about over the last 3 years when I started, it is on YouTube. There is plenty content. Every show I have done, every group show I've done, it is on YouTube. Go to YouTube, type in The Charge Room, and subscribe. Let yourself become notified every time we go live. So thank you so much, and share. I know you know someone that is going through something of what I'm talking about today. Share. Share, y'all. Thank you so much for stopping by. Again, my name is Ilyasa Simpson, aka Coach Illy, and I see you in the chat. Have a nice day. Hi, everyone. This is Ilyasa Simpson, aka Coach Illy of the Charge Room. The Charge Room has an additional entity called the Divine Expressions Media. If you're looking to be a show owner, yes, host your own show. Whether you are a content creator or just someone that wants to start fresh from the beginning and you had a dream to be on TV, this is your time. This is your moment. Become a show owner today. I have 5 spots available. And guess what? Your show will be aired on Roku, Fire, and Apple TV platforms. So connect with us today. Text SHOW to 917-810-7400. Come, let's connect to put you on the air.
I wanna get away